Boy, am I excited. If you have been following me anywhere, you know that it has been this battle to kind of get my website going and getting it the way that I like, but I can only say great things right now about TutorBird and their upcoming update. So I wanted to share a little bit about that and why I'm excited about it, because it is going to totally enable me to do some things that I have struggled to do in the past. So if you haven't been here before, let me take a quick moment to introduce myself. I'm Sheryl Uehling, the owner of Tutoring with Sheryl and the tech coach for tutors, where I run a private membership, the Tech Hub for tutors, and I do trainings where I show them really cool things that I learn about that make my life a whole lot easier as an online tutor. I've been able to grow my reach. I've worked with so many tutors this last year, and I continue to do that in our membership group that is growing. Every month we get somebody who's interested in it and meeting with me, and sometimes we get somebody who sticks around for more than a month. And that's great because they see the value in the library that I'm creating for them. And I've got one of my tutors has now been here with me for 2 years. And so I just really appreciate that. So, if you want more information, I'll leave the information in the description. You can join monthly or yearly, and you know what? I totally get it. Sometimes we're on a budget and we can't spend a lot, and so we have to look at our total numbers. I'm totally doing that too. I'm looking at what can I keep and what can I give up, because sometimes we have to do that. But as far as the value for your dollar and being able to learn new things in a very quick fashion, seeing somebody using the technology and showing you exactly how to do it so that you don't have to go through all of the steps to learn how to do it. I show exactly how to do it. It is a great value. And so we're not really going to talk a lot about that because I'm going to let you go into the Tutor Hub information and check it out. But what we are going to talk about is my excitement over TutorBird's update on their website. Now, let's see here. I need to go back historically. So I am in my 3rd year of tutoring. So about 2.5 years ago, I decided that I was going to build a website. And I went to a lot of work. I'm telling you what, it was a ton of work. And I had a WordPress site. And it was one of those things where I was pretty determined that I was going to figure this out. I thought if my daughter, who is not quite 30 at the time, could totally tell me how to do it, I should be able to follow those directions and do it. And I did. I set up a nice website, but what I wanted it to do, it was really cumbersome. And I finally just gave up, and I thought, I'm already spending the money on TutorBird for my scheduling, for my billing, all that, my expenses, you name it. And they have this website builder. It was not very good to begin with. I thought, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and go for it. So they were just at the point where they were rolling out new features on it. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to go for it. I'm going to try it. I really just need a place to hang my hat and say, here I am. And I was very active and still am on social media. So I thought, what's really the difference? I mean, my SEO is going to drive me anyway. And I still get students. I mean, people still find me. But what I'm really excited about, and you're like, can you just get to what's exciting here? What I'm really excited about is they are launching a booking sign up. And that doesn't seem like that's a big deal, but they only had a contact page on there. And it was like, I'd have people sign up on the contact page, and then I went to go and connect with them. It was like they wouldn't take me seriously. Well, now what they're going to be doing, because I test drove it myself. I asked for the early rollout, which they gave to me because I've been using their product for over a year now. And so they gave it to me because they know I talk about it. And I put it on my calendar and I signed myself up. Of course, I went in and I deleted myself, but it was so fast. I went in, because I fill out so many forms online, it did an autofill. And then boom, I got this email saying, you're signed up. And I was like, wow, that's really awesome. I'm signed up. And so what I'm trying to tell you is this is going to open some doors for you. Now, what is it going to open for you? You can set up a trial lesson. You can set up summer camps, summer camp registration. So you can be building this out already. You can have it all ready to go. And then let's say you want to launch this in June. If your booking site allows them to book, let's say 30, 60 days in advance, it's going to show up. You're going to already be talking about it and say, check back soon, coming to my website soon. Make sure you go to the summer camps link, or make sure you go to my homepage link, and you're sharing the link to that page. They're going to be ready to go. And what's even more powerful is if you already have an email list that you can send this to. Now, here's the thing. I have an email list. A lot of the people on my email list are actually tutors. So that's probably not going to help me out a lot. But if I wanted to do something like a trial workshop for potential Tech Hub for tutors, I could create a booking link and put it on there. Now, I am going to be calling the tech support people, because I have it all set up and my summer course doesn't start until June. Well, it's February. So we've got March, April, May, June. That's 120 days. No, how many days is that? Yeah, it's like 120 days out. So my stuff isn't showing up. So let's see, I would have to be March, April, and May. It should start to show up, but I'm already building it out. The one thing I want to know is how many of these can I have? Maybe I could just mess around with it. Like maybe I should just throw one on the Tech Hub for Tutors and say, join a monthly workshop, and then just always have my monthly workshops on the same day at the same time. Boom, then I'm good to go, which would actually help me out a lot. See, this is just going to organize me. I'm just going to be more organized and more streamlined. But I was really excited about it because I know a lot of people will use Calendly. I've tried to use Google Calendar appointments, which I still have those out there. And they actually do work. They work very, very well. But this is all going to be in one spot, and I am really excited about it. And it's the way it comes up is it's this form, and then it has times, and when they click into it, then they can see all the available times. They can click the one that they want, and boom, they're in. Well, if I was going to do, let's say, a Tech Hub for Tutors event, that's going to be in the evening on a specific day, specific time. And if I just did that once per month, boom, there I am. Boom, they come in. We're good to go. Now, that wouldn't be for my Tech Hub members. My Tech Hub members, they get a notice already from me that I'm scheduling a meeting. That would be somebody maybe that wants to come to one of the meetings that I charge, just a $30 rate for that. They can come in, and then I wouldn't have to send them to my Stripe account to pay for that. It would be right there. So there's a couple ways to look at that. I can still use my landing forms or also offer a different opportunity on my website. So I'm really excited about it. And I've learned so much. My learning curve this year has been so high as far as like using kit.com and really diving into the features on TutorBird. You really do not have to use TutorBird at its max capacity to make it super valuable. But for the price, it only cost me, I think it's $14.95 per month to have this. I'm going to use it. I'm going to use all of it, and I'm going to just like dive into it. So if you can't tell that I'm excited, I'm sorry, but I really am, and I wanted to share that with you. Now, there's been other things going on at Tutoring with Sheryl, and this coming week, I am going to be busy. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I am recording podcasts with different people. And I don't have my schedule up, but I'm going to try to get this right. I think I have it without actually looking. Monday, I am interviewing a former teaching colleague of mine, Pam Mulliken. She was our ESLELL teacher at the time, is what we called it. Maybe English as a second language, English language learners. And then I can't remember if her job title changed, but she would come into the classroom and support kids. So that's how I know her. She just wrote a book. Now, I don't really know a lot about the book. I know it's fiction and it's for kids. As a matter of fact, I can't really even come up with the title right now, but she's going to come on and talk about that. And what I really want her to share is what was the inspiration behind this? What were the steps that you took to do it? Can you tell us how you I'm pretty sure that she published this herself, and I think she used her own name as her own publishing company. So it'll be really interesting to hear how this all came about. So I'm really excited to share her journey because she is also a retired teacher. So rather than tutoring, she's an author. And I know she's doing some other things. And she's had some interesting things happen in her own life that have been really big challenges that she's had to overcome. So if she wants to talk about that, we'll include that in the conversation as well, because we all have those life challenges, and just hearing other people overcoming those things and the steps that they're taking to keep moving forward, I think are always really enlightening and really encouraging to everybody. All right, let's move on to the next person. On Tuesday, I'm doing my monthly meeting with Kelly Michelle Dramsche from Tutoring Tips for Teachers. She and I started our tutoring journey at about the same time. She might have been a little bit ahead of me. I think she ended at Christmas and I ended in May of, oh my goodness, I have to go back. It was 3 years ago, 2022. And she started tutoring in person. I was also tutoring in person, and then I switched to online because the distance for me to travel is pretty tremendous for the people that want to work with me. And so I just said, let's go online. And I haven't looked back. It's been great. And she does kind of a hybrid thing. She meets with little young readers at the Learning Space in Toronto, and they do small group reading classes. And then she also supports older kids online. So she's kind of a hybrid tutor, and I love it. I love her model. I think it's great. It works out just wonderful. So we're going to do our monthly chat. When we do our monthly chat, we usually meet first and discuss, what's exciting, and then we hit the record button. So that's coming this week. So that'll be out on YouTube and Spotify and all over here pretty soon. On Wednesday, I am meeting with Tina McMillan from Atypical Tutors, and we also meet once a month. Our goal is to just share information with families about different topics to help you feel supported. And so we've just brainstormed some topics. And so this month's topic for parents is all about why your child might hate to read. But I did a deep dive. Well, not like a deep dive. I did like a dip my foot in the muddy water and see if I can go through the muck. Looking into the United States National Report Card and why our students maybe aren't doing as well as what they should be doing, or at least looking at the data and maybe making some educated guesses about what that might be based on my own experience as a public school teacher in the state of Nebraska. And I realize that is a very small that's like one tiny little grain of sand in the entire universe, but that's just my perspective and what might have maybe spurred that on. And it's just disappointing to see. And that's why I am a reading tutor, because I know there's so many kids that need support with that. Okay, so I will be recording that with her, and that is going to show up on my YouTube page at Tutoring with Sheryl. And I have a playlist for that, and that is the Student Success Squad. So that's where you're going to find that this week. And then on Thursday of this week, I had to postpone this because I had a meeting. I had a funeral to go to. I am meeting with Everybody Math, and that is Stan, and I believe it's Melody or Melanie. I'm so sorry. I'll get it right later. And they're going to be talking to me about their online learning platform for math. So I'm really excited to share that information with you because it's something that I don't really know about. And so I'm excited to share that. So yeah, that's kind of what's coming up. And there's been a lot of things going on, I'm telling you. Between, just things here on the farm and some things that are changing in our farming practices. And we took a trip to California and we came back, and then just kind of getting caught up with everything. It's been a lot of wheels turning, but I'm excited. And then now I'm planning out my summer and what is summer going to look like. And I pretty much have decided I'm going to keep my student schedules the way that they are. And it was a lot for them to rearrange their schedules last summer. My husband really wanted me available in the evening, and honestly, it doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to tell him this. I'm keeping everything the same. We'll work around my schedule. And then I'm going to open up 2 camps this summer. It might even end up to be 3. I'm going to do a kindergarten, first grade reading camp, summer reading camp, where I'm just going to share children's literature stories. We might do a story a week or part of a story, introduce them to a good book. And then we're going to be learning our letters and our sounds and some CVC words, because you might have a first grader that maybe didn't get all the sounds or maybe still struggling, or you might have a kindergartner who was introduced to this and they're still a little bit stuck. And so we're just going to dive into that, and we might get further than even what I have planned. But this is really just to keep kids learning, maybe reviewing some things that they already learned this year and keeping them excited about books. And so I will try to have some sort of an activity that they can do as follow-up, and then they come back to the next meeting and maybe share a little bit about what they were able to do before we get into our story. So it will be pretty quick. It's just going to be a half-hour session. And I'm keeping the price point on that very low. It's only going to be $15 because it's meant to be a small group with a maximum of 6 kids. And parents will be able to get in and sign up for that on the portal. And those are just recurring lessons. And then if they decide that they don't want to come to one of them, all they have to do is just go in and cancel the lesson. And that one I'm going to bill at the end of the month. So I will have to go in and change those billing practices from before to the end of the month. But that's okay. I can do all that because I have TutorBird now. So that's the nice thing. All right, staying focused here. My other one is going to be a math camp for kids. And I'm going to focus on 3rd and 4th grade math students who are really trying to get their math facts down. We're going to go and just kind of do a deep dive into addition, subtraction, and multiplication. I'm probably not going to do much with division unless the group is really ready for that, because division is just, one of those things that takes a little bit longer for kids to master. And if they know their multiplication facts, they're going to be able to figure out their division facts. But I am going to have that mostly game-centered, where we're either going to do challenges, breakout rooms, I'm sorry, not necessarily break out of a room, but do like a mystery together where we have to figure out what's the next step before they get the next clue. A lot of like show me your steps. So they'll be using a whiteboarding option, and then playing some games where they're challenging each other. And so we're going to try to build fluency, math fact fluency there. Now, I have been thinking about doing a 4th, 5th, and 6th grade reading club where we choose one book and we try to get through it this summer. And so that is probably going to happen, and that will also be around the $15 per student. And that might not be a full half hour. That might just be a 25-minute check-in where we're reading the book. We're going to get through so much of the book, talk about the book, and then be done for that day. And then we might actually do like a shared document where everybody's kind of chiming in with answering questions, or maybe we'll do share slides or something where the kids can do a deep dive. They can get in on their own slide and they can make changes to it and, do some, maybe not animating, but like if you use Google Drawing, you can go in and you can make a little picture digitally and then insert it, or they can take a picture of something that they drew and put it in there, and then they can write a summary. So giving them some digital skills, but also we're reading it, we're looking at vocabulary, and we're predicting in the story, and we're just kind of just really comprehension skills, where we're reflecting back on the story and going in and finding evidence in the story about something that might have happened. Well, how do we know that? Does anybody know where we can find that? And, really teaching some of those skills that they need to be good readers. So that would max me out on what I would be able to offer, because if I'm going to do all 3 of those things, one of those things is going to be on a Monday, another one's going to be on a Tuesday, and the other one's going to be on a Wednesday. And then I wouldn't be offering a group lesson any other time, because my other opportunities for lessons would be like a trial lesson or something that I already have scheduled. So that is going to keep me busy, but I'm excited about it because I like to do different things and I like to challenge kids. And it's summer. Parents are looking for things for kids to do. So I will be updating my TutorBird website with all those details on there. You might not see it right away because in order to sign up for some of those things, they only show up like 60 days in advance. So you will see it when 60 days is open, and these things are going to start in June. So, and the reason I'm doing them in June is when we think about when kids are on summer holiday, there are some kids that are not, they go to school until like mid-June. Here in Nebraska, our kids get out like May 17th or 15th, something like that. And so they have a lot of summer before they get to see me. And then they're already back in school like the first or second week in August, whereas some other kids around the United States aren't back in school until like September. So it makes it a little bit tricky, trying to come up with something that works for everybody. But I am going to do June, July, and maybe the first week or two in August and for those summer camps, and then that will be it. So you can just sign up, and then if you're not going to come to one, you just go and you cancel, and then you're good to go. If you don't cancel, you'll get charged. So you'd want to go in and make sure that you're canceled. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. And hopefully this conversation gets you as a parent excited about learning opportunities for your kids. And if you're a tutor, you're excited about all the stuff that's coming up. And, thinking about my tutors in the Tech Hub, I am getting ready to share kit.com and how you can create landing pages and forms. And so I will be scheduling those meetings with you coming up very soon so that you guys can take another step into advancing, your reach with parents. And, I might even just show you how to use the TutorBird one, because if you already have TutorBird, you're going to get excited about this. All right, I'm going to wrap this up. I want to thank you guys for joining me. If this has been helpful to you, make sure that you like, subscribe, share it with a parent who might want the information, share it with a tutor. Leave me a comment. Let me know. Sometimes I feel like I'm talking to myself, but according to my data, there are people that are listening. So if you like it, let me know. You guys make it a great day. And as usual, keep the learning going.